Artlist.io.
All right, man. Man, I don't know, chat, man. I've just been online lately, man. I'm just trying to see what's going on. I came to hang out with y'all today. It's Sunday, man. It's Sunday fun day. It ain't a lot going on in my neck of the farm. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm on here with y'all. I recently saw some shit where they got online and came for Kevin Hart. It was some kind of roast or some shit. Y'all know I'm a little old-fashioned, so I really ain't up to date on all the latest and trends and all the latest celebrity gossip and everything, but they was on them. I've been hearing everybody talking everywhere I go. They talk about that I see it. No, hell no, I didn't see it. So I found a couple little clips where, you know what I'm saying, Kevo was talking about how they was roasting them and, you know, maybe there was some controversy, whatever. I ain't even seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go over here and tap in with Kevin Hart, right? We're going to see what he got to say a little bit. Y'all know I'm long-winded, so long as y'all in here with me, I'm going to keep on talking. So I want to see what happened with the Kevin Hart roast. I want to see kind of what the hell was going on, you know what I'm saying, if there was some high points, if there was some controversy related to it and everything. And then I'll get back with y'all in a minute. That way I'm blunt.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience. But our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. Like, that's what they do. Go look at the Tom Brady one. Like, that's what they do. It happens every year when they do a roast. It's not new. This isn't it's not a new agenda. It's not a new approach to comedy.
Do you feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, so right off the bat, I could tell there was a little bit of controversy. You know, obviously, he's on the legendary Breakfast Club, sitting down with Charlamagne the God. You know, Charlamagne the God is a big deal right now. You know, he is, not even right now. Charlamagne the God has been a big deal for many moons. He's, I've heard some talks, you know, I'm at the, like if we was at the, or if it was a totem pole, I'll be way at the bottom, right? I'd probably be in the dirt, like part of the foundation, right? And there's some talk, you know, Charlamagne the God, oh, it's some kind of crazy amounts of money. He's a big deal. He's corporate. So for us little people, for us little Sunday, fun day people that go tap in, you know what I'm saying? We on here to get entertained, right? We on here hanging out. It's the Mummy Dust Media show. We trying to see what Kevin Hart's going on. We can't show the Breakfast Club interview live. We can't even show the content. So we are gonna let y'all hear it, and y'all gonna look at me, because I'm some fine shit. First of all, ladies, y'all feel free to pipe up. But I am some fine shit. I didn't hear nothing but crickets chirping right there, so I don't know what happened, but ooh, we got jokes. All right, back to Kevin Hart, man. Feelings are hurt.
I don't expect less. I don't expect more.
I feel like you're saying going too far is the point. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I mean, that's why you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this, but I'm going to, because we're being honest. People are talking about that joke. Talk about his set. Tony Hinchcliffe arguably had the best set, or one of the best sets, between Tony and Cheryl, and I would say Naeem had a really strong set.
Naeem had a very strong set. I was laughing out loud at Tony until that joke.
Until the joke.
But not even just that joke. I don't like when people joke about violent, tragic death. I liked Pete's set, and then I was like, why you had to say anything about Charlie Kirk?
Pete had a great set too. Pete had a Charlie Kirk joke in there. Like, would I tell those jokes? No. But do I get why they're being told? Mm-hmm. Yes. Like, I'm not looking at Pete crazy. I'm not looking at Tony crazy. Like, that's what, I know what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. I know your style of comedy.
Did you see the interview that I did with Terrence Floyd, George Floyd's brother?
No.
So he said,
no shot to you.
No, that's good.
I'm never watching that.
That's fine.
I just want to be clear. I'm never watching that.
Like, I only brought it up.
Even now that you told me, I'm not going to go back and go look at that interview.
Because he's a fan.
But I just want to make it clear so you understand what I do with my time. Like, I'm never doing that. Okay, go ahead.
I just asked because he's a fan of you.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the joke and it picked up pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if you saw it, but he basically said, like, as a fan of you and knowing that you came to the funeral to support his family, even though it's a roast and Tony, that's what he does, they expected you to kind of be the person that would like stop it right in the moment or just not allow for certain things to happen.
And he also said he wanted you to come harder. He said if they're going to joke, why you ain't come harder with your own jokes?
All right.
Racist jokes, I guess.
This is actually a good thing to give a rebuttal to.
See, then
they talked about my dead mom and my dead dad. Said that they were running a train on my mom in
that was
heaven,
hilarious.
Right?
It was
that was crazy. Yeah, that was Regina killed that.
Right?
Yeah, oh wait, that's right. You probably should say killed that.
The jokes about Kevin was on a slave ship in a bottle with like the ship in the bottle. Like, I'm going to appreciate humor. I don't get affected by the attempt of humor. I get it, right?
Right.
And
I do get it. Now, listen, I want to give a trigger warning right here for some, because I don't know, it might be somebody, mama or grandmama or, teenager, somewhere. Y'all really, I apologize. Okay? Because here's what I got to say. Back in the day, comedy was unadulterated. Okay? It was not for the meek or the weak-hearted. And the more true that it was, the funnier the shit is. So you actually hear Kevin Hart sitting there reflecting on the roast in the third person. And that takes a great deal of maturity to be able to do that, because what he's saying is that the comedians made jokes about his dead parents, his mom in particular, where they made jokes about her getting a train ran on her. That means multiple men were having sex with her, with his dead mom. Charlie Kirk, there's jokes being made about him and his wife. Drewski, it's hilarious. It's not that it's not funny. Like, I understand there is always a way to make it mean something else, and some people think it's but you guys are ruining comedy. Like, you had In Living Color, look at the list of comedians that came from just that one show. Martin Lawrence, you had stand-up specials, Raw, Eddie Murphy, you had Richard Pryor and these guys, you had comedians, Cedric and them that would go out there, Bernie and torch. I'm talking about anybody. It didn't matter. The president, Oprah, Saturday Night Live, they was going in on them. Comedy was really an outlet, just like music, just like movies and everything else. Censorship is ruining the art of comedy, in my opinion. Now, hopefully we'll get back to it. It seems like the comedians are taking a stand. So I think case in point, that's essentially what he's doing is he's saying to everybody, he's saying to the masses essentially that, hey, listen, everybody, it's just comedy, man. We got to laugh a little bit. It's enough in the world going on. That's why we're making jokes about it. It's not to be taken seriously or literally. Let's get back to the comedy, man.
This case, like, do more. It's my production. We're live. The more is what? Like, what is it that you expect me? You want me to take a live production and stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction? Like, Tony told a joke. It wasn't a tasteful joke to us. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey, man, fuck that joke. We move on. I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this big thing of like, oh man, they do this and they're attacking the culture. It doesn't have to be that. It literally is either you're a fan of this level of content or you're not. And if you're not a fan, then you don't watch it. So my last note for all attached to this is very simple, okay? Whatever the headlines or whatever the dialogue is, my rebuttal is simplicity. Remove me from it. I didn't say it. If you are upset that the night went on, that's a different conversation. It's nothing I can do. It's a production. It's a live production. I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm going to drag him off? You want me to fight afterwards? You want me to turn it into, like, what? That's not what I agreed to do. That's not the job at hand. The job at hand was to produce a successful roast, which I did. I also got the rebuttal. I also got to say shit at the end. What are we dealing with here?
Right.
I'll say it.
It got to keep it business at the end of the day. It's entertainment for the masses. It's comedy. It's jokes. It's a roast. It's a program. It's a show with production and a huge ecosystem of people that are making this come together behind the scenes, and the cameramen and the people that work in all the, it's a lot of moving parts that go into making something like this happen. And as he's mentioned numerous times, this was taking place live, and I think he's stopping himself short of mentioning, and this is me talking, this is my opinion, and this is, I'm just going off of what I'm hearing him say, that I think he's stopping himself short from mentioning the Chris Rock and Will Smith debauchery that took place live in front of the world, where jokes were being told and it was taken seriously, and it snowballed, and everybody saw what happened, and then that has affected numerous careers and the culture itself overall, which Kevin Hart seems to want to be outspoken about. He wants to protect the image of the culture from where he sits, and I respect that. Also that he's given his life to the art of comedy. We've all sat and supported Kevin Hart since his inception, and he used to do little movies. He had cameos and smaller parts. He was on BET. We saw him hosting backstage parties and things like that. He's had some controversial topics and all that, and he even was able to reflect on that when they was talking about he was on the slave ship. One of the comedians referring to and using the metaphor of the example, which is actually a real life example for him, being, he didn't say this himself. Again, I'm saying this, something about the bottle, struggling with alcohol, or maybe possibly being an alcoholic, or having some issues with alcohol where he, it affected him not only professionally, but in his private life, and obviously spilled its way over into the media. So it's awesome that Kevin Hart has reached a point in his career, a point in his life, where he's able to sit and talk to the public, to the fans, and reflect with this level of maturity, and also protect the institution and the art of comedy, which he's obviously one of the GOATs. So I'm going to let him get back to talking, but obviously, I'm going to do a lot of it too.
It again. Stop talking as if I said it. Mm-hmm. So when you say the family and the family's affected, I didn't disrespect the family. Showed up for the family when it happened. Made sure that the family felt supported. Made sure that all things there were actually cool. Behind the scenes, just as an example, the one person that I talked to, and I'm not even gonna tell you the conversation. Stephen Jackson.
Oh, I know he caught that.
That's because that's my nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, Stack, let me just call you, man, so I can explain to you like the world of the roast, X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. We talked. I get it, Kev. We had a great conversation. But that's what I mean when I say, hey, man, let me call the one person after. And that's before whatever you're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's immediate. Mm-hmm. Stack, hey, Tony threw one out there. It's this and this, but you do know that that's what this shit is a roast. But I just want you to know from my side, That man is on his own.
You ain't lead with that, Kev. You should have been leading with that the whole time.
I don't need to.
People just want to know you care.
I don't fucking need to prove to people that I give a No, I don't.
Just this time. This one time.
No.
Yeah, this one.
No. If you open that door, then that's the door that people expect all the time. Why the fuck do I need to do that?
I think it's because of how much the George Floyd situation affected so many people. I think I get what you're saying and how you stand on your business, and I respect you for that.
I'm not talking about on my business.
Or whatever it is. I think with certain things.
Not say it.
But their pushback is it happened at Kevin Hart's roast. Kevin Hart, who is like, he's like, so many of us support you. You're ours.
They just want to hear you say. Okay, I just want to hear you say what you said today. It's tasteless. You actually reached out to somebody who's considered his family to say, let them know. That's all.
I have the best example. If I go to a nightclub and like we're celebrating, right? And 2 people get killed that night at the nightclub. What's the headline?
Kevin Hart's party got shot.
2 people died at Kevin Hart's party, right? People may say, I'm not going to Kevin Hart's party again. Man, you can't go to Kevin Hart shit. Kevin Hart shit ain't safe. I ain't with Kev. You heard what happened. I go, but I didn't fucking do it. I didn't even know the people that fucking was shooting. I didn't even know the 2 people that got killed. That's the nature of being the name. Your name is attached to things to make things bigger. What is I didn't shoot the gun. Why am I arguing and why am I doing interviews after?
Why were they in your party with guns?
But who knows? I don't work the metal detectors. I'm not the security guys. The club does all that.
That's a fact. So that's an interesting perspective. So who do we hold responsible, I guess, as the public, as the fans? Who do we say is responsible, if anyone? Who do we blame? Who do we place the blame on when it comes to comedy? We'll just keep it, we'll just keep it on this subject because obviously it's Kevin Hart, this is comedy. So, I mean, when it comes to the material that the comedians are using, obviously it's going to hit home somewhere with someone. What he's suggesting is that those people not tune in and not listen to the comedy so that they don't have to be offended. But overall, how is he accountable for a joke that is told during a special or a live, any type of show by another comedian who is a headliner? Or even he used the example where, something takes place outside of the club or in the crowd or something with people that he doesn't even know, but the headlines read Kevin Hart, his name. And it's a double-edged sword. The show is obviously going to, the promoters, they're going to use Kevin Hart's name to make the show bigger. That's going to work. But then if something bad happens, something tragic happens, the media are going to use Kevin Hart's name to make the headlines bigger, to get more done. I don't necessarily think that artists should use the dead as material. I mean, it shouldn't be comical unless it's done tastefully and respectfully. However, from a business perspective and coming from, only the example that's just put forth before us, where Kevin Hart said that they actually talked about his dead parents and his dead mother and used the examples that the comedians used in order to, make fun of him, roast him, and use that as material. And he's able to reflect on that and say that it was, whether he liked it or not, or thought it was funny or not, he understood that the masses engaged with it. And from an artistic perspective, it was, it was well delivered. So I'm going to get back to the content, man, but I'm going to keep chiming in and giving y'all my opinion, man.
Those answers. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the responsibility it starts to compile as if I'm the one in charge. We are not in charge of the dialogue from anybody on that stage.
The only difference is if it was a party, you wouldn't have invited them in. If you invited them to the party and you knew they was coming and you knew they was gonna be there, and you know they potentially might be goons.
Okay.
Like, you know how Tony get down.
Okay, so the Tom Brady roast was a big hit.
Yep.
Right? What was the talent attached to Tom Brady's roast? That was a huge hit.
Yep.
I also asked Nikki Glaser to do it. Tony and Nikki were the two standouts from that roast.
Mm-hmm.
They were the big fucking winners of that roast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get the winners of that roast to come back and fuck with me on mine. It's that simple. There was no other thought. I don't know the track record of and what I'm going from. Hey man, bring the hitters back. Let's see if we can get Nikki and Tony because they crushed on the last one. Jeff, you got to do this one too. Okay, what is Kevin pulling the talent from? I'm pulling it from what? Success.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So all of this like idea of Kev invited them. He know that they. How the fuck do you think I'm hanging out with these people? You think I'm on a day-to-day with these people?
Well, if they said you was hanging out with them, they would say it's by a noose.
Listen,
a baby
that's what they would say.
Yes. If the attempt behind humor is that, if you get your laugh, have at it. If you don't, deal with it. All I'm saying is take this world of responsibility off my plate when it's not valid.
If Tony calls you right now and says, "Man, Kev, man, I was out at the comedy club, man, and man, this dude, man, who said he was George Floyd's brother, smacked the shit out of me."
You gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
What
the fuck you want me to do? That's the consequences of the shit.
There you go. So, Katt Williams, did you feel pressure to publicly reconcile, or because the culture wanted closure, or was that personal?
Oh shit, they had Katt Williams on there. That's crazy. I didn't know Katt Williams was on there. Didn't they have beef? They was beefing for a minute or something, huh? Man, that's crazy. I didn't know Katt Williams was on the roast. I know he got on Kevin Hart's koofy. Let's get to this spicy.
We've reconciled.
How long ago?
Prior. I'll say probably like maybe 8 months ago.
What brought that?
Maybe.
On? How did that happen? Because everybody knows the infamous Club Shay Shay interview. Plus, he's been taking shots at you for years, yes. Right? What happened?
Katt and I had a conversation. A private conversation between me and Katt. But the baseline was like, we're older. This is years and years and years of. There's no reason why we shouldn't like figure out a world of compromise where we can get along. And we can give the fan base something different with us, something that's unexpected, and figure out a way to work together, right? Figure out a way to fucking bring the comedy minds that we both have and put them at the table and do shit. Katt thought it was a time to do it, as did I. Shook hands, great conversation, great dialogue. The first thing that came up, of course, was the roast. When the opportunity for the roast came up, reached out to Katt. It'd be dope if you did it. Katt said, we just got in a good space. Kev, if I do it, I'm going to do it. I said, have at it. Katt had at it. And our conversations are private. Like, that's another thing too, man. I'm not big on running to the microphone and telling personal business. Like, be an adult. Go call the person. Go call whatever, whomever. Have a conversation.
These are OG. This is an OG right here. I don't know, what the demographics necessarily are if anybody ever sees this, but this is an OG talking, man. And from experience, these are words of wisdom. Quit going to the internet with your friends and family to air out your grievances and problems. This is two grown men, two established artists, comedians, people that are, arguably some of the at the top of the game, and for their time, and for them to be able to put their differences aside for us. The money's good. They don't really, at the end of the day, they're probably not besties and all that. They did it for a little bit for the, obviously for the Katt, but they did that for us, for the fans, for the art, for the love of their craft. They were able to put their differences aside and come together and do business together and create art together. for the fans. Now, I didn't actually see the roast. I didn't see what Katt Williams said, but the fact that they were able to do that is monumental. It's historical because we've seen it too many times in the past where those egos can't get put aside, especially with men. Those egos are insurmountable. It's the devil in us. Your ego will literally do anything. It'll tell you anything. It'll justify anything you do or say in order to protect itself. Think about that. Your ego will do anything. It'll justify everything you ever do in order to protect itself. That's why the Holy Spirit is a gift. I ain't gonna go all up into that. But I'm telling y'all, the fact that these two juggernauts were able to sit down and put their differences aside and for Katt Williams to come on that roast, like he said, man, we just got in a good space. And then you're gonna tell me to come on this roast. I'm not about to spare you, bruh. I'm about to really, this is what I do. Katt Williams will hurt your mother feelings. That little is not playing. Especially if he got some shit on you. Man, you gotta be kidding me. Man, that is historical. So, man, shout out to Kevin Hart and shout out to Katt Williams because these two guys, they didn't have to do that. They could have just stood on business and justified how they felt and their perspectives and, you know, kept the beef going forever. And we would have never got any more art out of them. So that is huge. And I respect them for putting their money where their mouth is and for being trailblazers, man, because that's huge, man. Let's get back to it.
That conversation is had. That's y'all business. Me and Katt's business is ours. We are in a good spot, thankfully, finally. And it's a good feeling when you can say, like, you've put the problems of old behind you. Mm-hmm. Like, once again, 46, I'm gonna be 50 soon. That's half your life, man. That's half of a life coming up. Granted, I get there, then you got another half. How are you trying to live your life? Like, what are you looking for in life? Anger and negativity is just that. The shit gets tiring after a while. I'm in a place of calm, peace. And if it's not that, it just doesn't deserve my attention. And I say that humbly, respectfully. Like, I don't see that shit. Because I don't go looking for it.
I hear you saying all that positive shit now, but you couldn't wait to get that microphone to get the last word at that roast. And you had some balls.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way,
you couldn't wait to tell everybody he'd be lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's my truth.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my truth.
It's fucking, I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say where I sat and let everybody else say, okay, have at it. At the end of the day, I'm still a fucking comic and I'm good at what I do. So, hey, man, I'm going to put material together in the set. I'm going to take shots at everybody, but it's also fun.
That's exactly what we expect. We don't expect anything less from Kevin Hart, man. You know, it's just commendable that he's able to do it with the elegance, you know, of a champion, you know, because this is my opinion that in order to be a champion, in my opinion, I mean, a celebrated champion, especially, you have to be able to lose with the same grace that you win with. Now, there's generational talents that come along every now and then, and I ain't really talking about them. You know, every so often a motherfucker come along and they're a generational talent and they go undefeated. They're just the best of the best of the best of the best of humanity. And they just, you know, they excel and they walk on water. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But for everybody else, you know what I'm saying? They usually experience some sort of defeat at some point. So, you know, a lot of people experience defeat like just taking off their shoes in the room. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? Right? But, you know, in order for a champion to be a champion, in order to be a great one, in order to be talked about among the greats of all time, you got to be able to have some class about yourself. You got to be able to lose and still respect your craft, respect the fact that you lost, respect your opponent, respect the arena, respect the game, respect whatever it is with which you engaged in competition and that you lost. And it's okay, because then you can win. You could become the best of the best. You could be a champion, you know? And in this case, I'm using those examples and metaphors to say that, in my opinion, this is the mark of a champion. Kevin Hart being able to show this level of reflection while standing his ground, whether he agrees or disagree, that's the mark of a champion. You know, that's what makes us civilized. That's what makes civilization, is the ability for us to be able to live among each other despite our differences, right? That's what makes this country the greatest country on the planet, greater than every other country, is because we can plug in a microphone like this one here, upload some shit onto this internet and say whatever the we want to say. Within reason, they just now are starting to control the internet. You know, there's a lot of censorship going on. You know, people have taken shit a little too far, but, you know, up until now, when you got on the internet, you could do whatever the you want. You could put whatever you want on here, say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do. Now, there's a little bit of censorship. With comedy, there's a little bit of censorship. With a lot of the things that we're able to digest, that we're able to enjoy, you know, resourcefully, they're starting to be controlled. So again, shout out to Kevin Hart for being a champion of comedy, of the people, of the culture, for being civilized when there is a disagreement. He's still able to sit down face to face, mano y mano, one comedian to another, and they're able to deliver the fans, me, us, y'all, some new material, some great comedy, and go down among the legends, among the greatest of all time, the greatest that have ever done it, for numerous reasons, man. Let's get back to it.
That y'all did it there, because Katt spent so much time criticizing Hollywood, criticizing the Hollywood system, criticizing you as a plant, but then he decided to show up to the Netflix roast. Because to me, I'm like, well, damn, did you believe any of the stuff that you told everybody?
I think that, and I'm not even going to say, because it's me speaking for Katt, so I'm not going to speak for Katt. During the time of Katt's interview and all things were said, okay, that's Katt in his bag of conversation, right? People aren't dumb. Like, what is a plant? What the fuck is a plant? And a conversation attached to a plant, it only comes up when people are like winning, right? So if a plant's a winner, then I'm a fucking big plant. I'm a winner. I win. I don't lose. I win. I know how to do it. I've done it very well, and I've done it through a crazy duration of time. Be a fan or not, it's not going to stop me from doing what I know how to do, whether it's in business, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's in the ecosystem of Kevin and Venture. I'm going to figure out how to fucking win. That's it. So the narrative attached during that or from that, what did it do? What did it affect? Katt has a crazy fan base. That fan base isn't going nowhere. Katt's a talented ass comic. He's a funny fucking guy. I want nothing but the best for Katt, and that's why our conversation was so dope. I don't want to fucking argue with you. What is it doing? Like, it's not doing anything. We can do shit together. We can make money together. We can do shit together. Like, this is a waste of your time, because it's not affecting me. So why can't we figure out a way to put it to rest? That's me being a grown-ass man and an adult. Like, we're better together.
Tell the truth. Did the plant thing bother you a little bit? I'm gonna say why. Because you're such a hard worker, Kev. Because I've seen you.
Or even the hand up the Netflix having a hand up your whole behind. Like stuff like that.
Damn.
That was what he said in the joke.
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
Yeah.
When I said Kevin was a puppet, what I meant was Netflix has their hands so far up Kevin's ass.
He actually said Ted Sarandos.
Ted Sarandos. Head of Netflix. That's a funny fucking joke. I laughed.
But when somebody discredits your hard work,
Yeah.
Because I know how much you work, how
Yes.
hard you work. You know, the sacrifice you got to make, not being with your family probably as much as you want to, stuff like that. When somebody says you a plant and you just, you know,
Popped up.
suck the dick that got on, get on.
I say, have at it.
Nah.
Listen, have at it, man. Like you. Okay. I'll make sure I keep saying this so that in y'all clips it comes out.
We know we idiots.
No. Yeah. That's yes. Again, respectfully. My circle and those that are supposed to know what I do and the level I do it at, they know.
Mm-hmm.
People that have no idea, that don't understand, that don't get it, they might not never get it. Have at it. What are we doing at this point? It's very hard to see the POV from the moon down unless you're one of the few people that have been to space. Not a lot of people can say they've been there, right? When you're talking about, quote unquote, the top, well, how many people can say they've been there? There's a lot of people in the business of radio. There's a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time. Are they having your same success and having the conversations that you guys are having? Are they a part of the new opportunities or the new levels of what can be done in radio? No. Will they? They might not. So do they understand what is happening up here for you guys to do it? No. Is it your job to make them understand if they don't want to understand? If they go, they got that because they fucking fucked the lady that was in charge of the motherfucking Charlamagne.
No, they say I suck dick.
Well,
they do though.
Do you suck dick?
No.
Okay, so does it affect you?
No.
All right, so that got soft. That got a little soft. No, I don't believe you.
Charlamagne the God. What the hell is he talking about? Listen, Charlamagne, we can go back, bro. I really don't want to come for you, man. Charlamagne, what's Kev talking about? He got the Heartbeat Production shirt on with the embossed logo right there. You know what I'm saying, man? You know how high powered you gotta be to have a Heartbeat Production shirt on, and you own Heartbeat Productions. Shout out to Kevin Hart, man, and Heartbeat Productions. Charlamagne, though, he said your response sounded a little soft in essence of a man. You hear this? Yeah, I can do this, Charlamagne. So you already working with the lift. Charlamagne. But that's indicative of thumb sucking, bruh. Now, he asked you quite pointedly what he asked you. Did you enjoy turkey log in your mouth from time to time? And I'm paraphrasing. And you responded with a soft no, with a lisp, which got this reaction out of us, heteros. Now, Charlamagne, money ain't a thing. You a juggernaut. You a big boy out here, Charlamagne. Hey, them eyebrows be on fleek and all that. Bruh, that was wild work, Charlamagne. I ain't like how he carried you right there. We're going to get back to the jokes, man, and I'm going to let this go ahead and play on out, but Charlamagne, what are you talking about, bruh? That wasn't cool, man. You can't be out here smiling like a donut on the low and then coming back on the club, man, the Breakfast Club, and staring down their motherfucking esophagus, counting the day back teeth and all that. You know what I'm saying? You and Kevin Hart about the same size, too. So I don't know how that would go, but you don't want no smoke with Kev. You be in that gymnasium, all right? Keep it professional.
No, you know, my shit has been real confident the whole way through. I got real confident the whole way through. I said, do you do this infection? He said, no. It's starting to get through. It's starting to get through the armor.
If I did that at the roast, you'd be like, oh, all right, we got him.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Right. Y'all can't take this shit too seriously, man. At the end of the day, it's comedy. It's jokes. You know what I'm saying? And like he's saying, you know, sometimes, man, players slip and fall, man. The best of the best, man, you know. And if it's live, You know, somebody might not be there to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? We might not be there to edit it out, man. The show must go on. You got to keep going, you know, and you got to take the jokes, man, with a grain of salt. It's humor. It's funny. It's content. It ain't meant to be serious, man. It's meant to make people laugh. It's meant to make our day go by a little bit better, a little bit easier, man. When you tune in and you start watching something that's funny, or you out in the community and you see something happen that's hilarious, it's hilarious. You laugh out loud. You can't even help it. It's awesome. It's a good thing. You know, it's rewarding. Just on a human level, it's good to laugh. And we don't do it enough. We don't smile enough. We're all addicted to chaos. Yeah, all of us. We're all addicted to chaos, man. All of y'all. Y'all all addicted to it, man. Me too. You know, I indulge. You know, that's how it goes. You know, yeah, it's good, you know, for the barbershop conversations and whatnot, and for us to act like we all know what we got going on, or to divide the fans, to divide the masses, for them to stay at war. It's you know, that's what it's good for, the chaos. But for these two guys to come together, man, and put their differences aside for the art of comedy, you know, is sensational. So I commend both of them. I commend Charlamagne the God and the Breakfast Club for getting Kevin Hart on there and given him a platform, a huge platform, one of the biggest platforms in the world in our culture, to be able to reflect on the roast. You know, I'm gonna go back and watch it now because it's piqued my interest. You know what I'm saying? I was just here to crack jokes with y'all this Sunday afternoon. You know what I'm saying? The sun's starting to break through these clouds. You know, I'm happy. I'm feeling good. I hope y'all are too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be anywhere else in the world, but y'all here with me.